Hey guys, Love and Hip Hop Miami, Season 6, Episode 1. I'm excited to see what Black China is going to bring to this series. And I do not like Trina's makeup in this picture. She doesn't even look like herself. So the show opens up with Angela, and she's like, you guys might know me as Black China. And they show all these old clips of China bugging out. Y'all remember the infamous one when she was yelling at Rob, "Are you texting bitches? Yes or no?" But yeah, Angela's come a long way, and I was able to see that when she was on College Hill last season. So like I said, I'm excited to see what she brings. I think she's going to be a calming, balancing, mediator, peacemaker type of person. So Black China's boyfriend, Derek Milano, is on the show. But I will say he does not give me Leech vibes. He said he's a 5-time Grammy Award-winning songwriter and producer. He's worked with Beyonce, Megan Thee Stallion, and Nicki Minaj, and they showed that he had a Grammy for Savage. And China's opening a salon called Hearts Pure, and it's going to be like a one-stop shop where you could get your hair done, your makeup done, your nails done, etc. So now we see Amara. I already know she's going to get on my nerves this season based on what I saw in the damn trailer. She talking about it's been 5 years and she finally moving into a bigger and better house in a better neighborhood. And she says she just need to get out of this house because it's attached to too many bittersweet memories between her and her child's father, her and MJ, Shay's brother, and also her and Safari, who were dating last season. I think that shit was fake though. Now, y'all know Trina move on quick and she keep a man. I believe this the same guy she was with last season, though. And she said he's just really helped her get into her soft girl era. So, yeah, Swerve is definitely the same guy she was dating last season because she just revealed that now they're married. They got married. It was very private. She didn't want people in her business. And she says nobody knows yet. So, I guess throughout the season, she's planning to reveal it, or they'll see the ring when they see her and then they'll get to asking questions and she'll answer. So, we see Florence, and she talking about she just bought a $2 million home and everything in her life is perfect right now. Everything in your life is perfect. What's going on with Gael and your ex-husband or husband or whatever, child? And then everybody be trying to flex like, oh, I bought a $2 million mansion. Your music is not doing that good, and Love and Hip Hop do not pay that good. Especially not for you on this show when we already know Trina is definitely making more than her. Trick Daddy's definitely making more than her. Black China's definitely making more than her. And Amara and Shay are probably making more than her because they've been on the show longer, and Shay comes from other reality shows. So I feel like she's probably one of the lowest paid cast members. But whatever. She probably put a down payment down. But it's like she tried to make it sound like she just bought a $2 million house outright. No. So Zoe and her man pull up, and Zoe's like, me and Flo have moved past our issues that we had because Gael was being messy, and we just left it at that. So then when they get to the door, Marlon greets them, and he's talking about, yeah, me and Flo are not together, but I do live in this beautiful mansion with my family. Chop. He said he'll do anything to win Flo back, but right now he doesn't really feel like her husband. He feels like the pool guy, the maid, the babysitter, etc. But it's like, that's what you deserve. You slept with her damn sister. So Flo gave a little speech and thanked her mom, and her mom was like, what about Marlon? And Flo just kept it moving. And in her confessional, she was like, I know my family want me and Marlon to get back together, but it's never happening. So I guess now Flo like, well, he's my baby daddy. I'ma still have him over here, and I'ma have him doing the handyman work around the house, but he ain't getting no cheeks, and I ain't getting back together with him. And I really hope she stand on that. So Zoe and Flo go to talk on the side, and Marlon and Zoe's boyfriend go to talk outside. Zoe was basically telling Flo how her boyfriend is her manager now. He used to be her piece, but him being her manager is now getting in the way of their relationship. Zoe asked Flo what was going on with her and Amara. Apparently, Flo and Eliza were online exposing stuff about Safari. And Flo basically said she don't fuck with Amara because she feel like Amara was extremely disrespectful to her at her reveal launch party last season. Because remember, they had came and put that eviction notice on Flo's business while she was having the event. And Amara was like, do you need a loan? So Trick and Trina on their way to this performance they supposed to have with a live orchestra. Like, I really think it's going to sound a mess, but hopefully they prove me wrong. So Trina gets there late. She's like, today has been a mess. It's been very disorganized. And Trick is getting mad. He's like, Trina's always late, but this is worse than usual. We got to go. This is a big event. He says she didn't make it to rehearsal. She didn't make it to sound check. And now she pulls up late and she's not even ready to go. Like, she got to go in the dressing room and fix up a little bit. And he said ever since she got with Swerve, Trina been slacking. Like, she don't be paying attention. Her mind don't be on the money and the music and the performances. And everything's just going left. Trina in the backstage still kissing him like she got time. And then she got a wardrobe malfunction. She got a hole in the back of her skirt. And Joy is like, she's definitely blinded by love right now. And we could have prevented this if they weren't all over each other. And Trick said, him and Trina was supposed to do the 50 years of hip hop last year. She pulled out of the event. Then they did the Rockstar Fest. And him and Swerve got into it because Swerve was trying to check Trick's friend. So Trick is not feeling Swerve at all. And I do agree that he definitely got her distracted. And he clearly don't really care about what's best for her career. Because if she's late to a performance, you should be sitting there rushing her as well and telling her, like, okay, like, we could kiss later. Go handle your business. Go get your money. You're supposed to be an icon. So when Trina finally got out of the dressing room, she was taking pictures and stuff. And Trick was like, this should have been done. I already took my pictures. And Joy was like, what's the problem? But it's like, Joy, you just was saying in your confessional that you feel like Trina is blinded by love. So don't get mad that Trick is saying something about it. Like he said, it's given that y'all scared and y'all be scared to open y'all mouth to Trina because y'all don't want to get cussed out. So you talking about what's the problem, but you know it's a problem. Trick OD though. He was like, Joy, fuck you, man. That was OD. You ain't have to tell your ex-wife that. So Joy was like, I understand why Trick is annoyed, but he has no reason to lash out at me over this. And he just told me to never talk to him again in his life. So I'm going to stand on that. Don't play with me. But it's like, girl, he lashed out because you sat there and said, what's the problem? As if you was defending Trina when you know she's dead ass wrong. So Trick already on stage, like I said, it was sounding a mess. You know how when the mic make that noise, the mic was doing that shit. So then Trina gets on stage while Trick is already performing, her mic not working. The mic is giving feedback. That's what I meant to say. Trina's having the wardrobe malfunction. It's just a hot ass mess. And Trick is annoyed because he's doing his part. So Trick got off the stage and Trina was telling the audience, excuse the imperfections. I can't even walk the whole stage because my skirt is split open in the back. Like, girl, stop telling them everything that's going wrong when, like Joy and Trick said, you could have prevented all of this if you was paying attention. So now we see Brooke Valentine going to visit Amara and her mom. So Amara announces that she got her titties done. So Amara's like, I'm going to sell my old house and I'm going to flip it to get 2 more houses to rent. So Brooke basically asked her about Eliza because I guess Eliza does real estate as well. And Amara basically said that she didn't appreciate how Eliza was showing everybody Safari's dick. So Brooke was like, y'all know Amara is a fixer-upper, and I'm just happy that this time she's fixing up houses and not trying to fix up another man. I have to agree. And she also told Amara, like, you need to clear the air with Flo. We all run in the same circles, and eventually y'all are going to see each other. And it's better if y'all talk before y'all see each other at an event and stuff goes left. And Amara basically said, maybe Brooke is right. I'm done with Safari, so maybe I should have a fresh start with these ladies. But she did seem more open to talking to Eliza than to Flo. And Brooke was like, I'm not going to be able to be there. And she tells Amara that she's pregnant. Her and Marcus are having another baby. They already have 3 kids, I guess, together. And she was like, I'm 41. I'm working on new music. So basically, she don't got time to be around no stressful environments. So Angela's doing her opening of her Heart's Pure Salon. And her and Derek were just talking about them making the move to Miami. And she was like, it's going to be different because I'm sober now. And she's gotten used to her routine and, going to see her pastor, working out and things like that, wherever she lives right now. So she's like, I just have to keep up that routine to maintain my sobriety. And, Miami is that kind of city where it would be harder to maintain your sobriety because everybody's doing some type of drug, everybody's drinking, everybody's partying, the nightlife scene, So we see Bobby pulling up to the event. He said that he knows China from them filming Secret Society 2 together, which is on Tubi. And he knows Derek through Trina. So they just clarified right now they're in LA. So that's where China and Derek currently live. And Bobby's here for business. But obviously they're all making their way back to Miami. So Bobby basically asked Derek, how does he think that Miami's going to affect their relationship? He was like, Miami gets mixy, people party. Does China know you're going to be partying? And Derek basically said, I support China's journey, but I'm not sober. So when I go outside, I do my thing. So Bobby went to see China. He told her how proud of her he was. He was like, you're Angela now in full swing. And he also said that, I'm thinking about getting the fillers removed from my face. And she was like, I'll take you because I know how it is. We get obsessed with it. And, you should start the journey of removing them. So, China said 12 years ago, she lived in Miami for about 4 years. She was an exotic dancer at King of Diamonds. And obviously she knows certain people like Miami Tip. And she was like, I haven't seen her, but I've seen her on the internet. And Bobby was kind of warning China, like, it's chaotic down there in Miami. It's a lot of drama. And I just think you at a place in your life where that might not be the best fit for you pretty much. So then we had Trick calling 911 and basically saying he needs to go to the hospital now. And he did say earlier in the episode that he's been having some health issues, but he didn't go into detail about it. So Joy said her best friend called her and said Trick's in the hospital. He had to have emergency surgery and it's been touch and go, but he's stable right now. So Joy was like, usually I would be running to Trick's side, but I don't know how to feel right now. He told me not to talk to him ever again. And basically she was heartbroken by it. Like she feel like he went too hard, which is why I said she deserved some type of reaction because she was playing dumb, but he didn't have to go as hard as he went. And she was just like, she feel like she always have his back and he just shit on her. So we had Trina Day. Zoe's about to perform. Her mom is there. Her mom never saw her perform, but she was just like, Kelvin is getting on my nerves because he's up my ass, which is her boyfriend and manager. So Zoe did decent. And then we see Trina and Swerve sitting there talking to Trina's friend. And, her friend was just saying how he compliments Trina and they look good together. Trina says she's not telling nobody about them being married until the time is right, and today is not the day. So then we see Bobby and Hot Topic talking. And even Hot Topic was saying, I feel like ever since Trina got with Swerve, she been kind of distant from me. I've been a little iced out. Like, I don't be knowing what's going on with her, and we don't really talk that much. And Bobby said, I agree. And Hot Topic was like, yeah, I feel like he's trying to get one over on her. And Bobby was like, yeah, a couple months ago, I got a mysterious email. And Bobby said he didn't know who the email address was linked to, and it was like 5 paragraphs just running down Swerve's past and basically like telling Bobby to warn Trina. Basically saying that Swerve has children he's abandoned, and basically that Swerve is a clout chaser and that he was stalking Trina at a hot dog stand so that he could run into her and make his way into her life. And Bobby was like, I don't know if it's true or not, so that's why I didn't bring it to Trina, and I know she would be mad and tell me, like, get this shit out of my face. And Hot Topic was like, yeah, I feel like he definitely got some skeletons in his closet and they need to be exposed. So if you're not going to tell Trina about that email you got, I'm going to tell her. So now we see Amara go, and she basically said, I took Brooke's advice and I'm going to sit down with both Flo and Eliza to talk about everything that happened with Safari, who she said is her ex-fiance. Girl, ex-fiance is crazy. Oh, so she invited Eliza and Flo at the same time. I don't know if that was the smartest, but I guess she said, let me just knock 2 birds out with one stone. So Eliza comes in. Eliza basically says she's not mad at Amara and she feels bad that Safari played her like that. And she told Amara how, she's a grandma now. Her daughter had her baby. So she's focused on other things. And Amara was trying to be funny, acting like she never heard grandma before. She was like, so you're a granny, but you're using that term so you don't feel old. But Eliza brushed it off and was like, long time no see. How have you been? Trying to talk things out with Amara. Here comes Flo. And she pretty much came in on 10. She sat down and she was like, listen, I'm just here to hear you out. I'm not here to fight with you. So Amara was like, let me just address both of y'all. I feel like y'all was both disrespectful. Eliza, you showed everybody Safari's D at the party. And Eliza was like, I was just trying to show you who he was. And Amara was like, yeah, but you could have shown me all of that in private. And then she was like, Flo, you knew you were disrespectful because you knew I was messing with Safari and you were in the studio with him, flirting with him. And Flo was basically like, yeah, well, when I found out y'all were engaged, I came to you respectfully and told you what it was. And I stopped dealing with him at all. And Amara was like, at the end of the day, I don't move like that. Your baby father tried to talk to me, Marlon, and I dubbed it because me and you were cool. And Amara was like, Marlon's flirted with me on and off camera, and they did show some unseen footage of when he was flirting with Amara before. But Flo didn't believe it, and she was like, oh, Amara's just jealous. And Amara was like, what is there to be jealous of? And Flo was like, well, for one, you're not a relevant artist. And Amara was like, what's the point of you being more relevant as an artist than me, and you're still broker than me? And it's like, neither one of y'all are really relevant as an artist. I mean, maybe in the reggae tone, like compa, whatever, music that they do. Y'all can let me know if y'all listen to it. But it's like, girl, neither one of y'all are relevant in the grand scheme. So once again, Flo was like, oh, I just bought a $2 million house. I'm not broke. And Amara said what I said. Only people who are broke have to loudly keep saying how much their house cost because you're trying to prove something to yourself and everyone around you. Flo was like, oh, no, you just got a vendetta against me because Gael fucked your baby dad. All we saw was them flirting. So thanks for telling us that, Flo. So then Flo was like, how you checking me about Safari, who you saying you was engaged to, but you was sleeping with a married man because Amara's baby father was married. And Amara was like, yeah, he was married, but I didn't know. So what? And Flo was like, girl, you making a fool out of yourself. So Amara told Flo to get the F out of her face. Flo got up and was like, yeah, my presence isn't needed here. Like, y'all both sound dumb for real. So then Eliza told Flo, like, girl, your ass is out. And Flo was like, yeah, it's cute though. And Eliza was like, I don't know. You need to get a couple shots of Ozempic. So then Amara was like, yeah, what is it that you're representing? You got your titties and your ass out, like basically saying you look crazy. And Flo threw her drink on Amara. They had a little tussle, but you know how Love and Hip Hop is. They didn't really get to each other. It was immediately broken up. So Flo was getting dragged out and she was like, Amara, I promise you I'ma F you up. And Amara was like, yeah, you want to be a star on the show? Let me show you how to do it, bitch. You want to talk about my baby daddy? SMDB. F you and your sister. So Flo got dragged out and Eliza was like, this is giving very much ghetto. That was out of line. She didn't have to throw the drink. So Eliza told Amara, listen, seriously, I take 100% accountability for my actions at Brooke's event. And I just want us to move forward from this. So Amara said she felt embarrassed. She thought that maybe Safari really was changing and it was her time. And Eliza was like, girl, it wasn't genuine because he would have never been trying to pursue me and other people. So in this scene between Amara, Flo, and Eliza, Eliza was my favorite person in the scene, honestly. So her and Amara talked it out and they moved on. So now we see Angela and Derek packing to move to Miami, and Angela was like, I am a little shook, and my nerves are bad after what Bobby told me about how crazy Miami is right now. And she was just asking Derek how he was feeling, and he was like, I'm excited, I can't wait, because he's not sober, so he's not having the same concerns that China's having. And the reason they're going to Miami is because Derek wants to pursue a solo album, and, that's just where he wants to go to make the music. So she's like, I want to go and I want to support him. And Derek was basically just telling her, like, it's temporary. Just think of it as a vacation. We're going to relax. We're going to chill out. We're going to see old friends. And then eventually we'll be back to our routine. And China was kind of looking at him crazy when he said the whole old friends comment. And she was like, how old were you when you were in Miami? And he said 18 to 26. So he was like, that's why I want to go back and record the music there because that was just the vibe. That's where his network is at. That's where he used to promote parties. And that's where he feel like the culture is more than LA. He asked China what was her experience like when she was living in Miami. And she was like, she was always in defense mode because her whole world at that time was being a stripper, being around other strippers, and just having to watch your back at all times. And she also said, I am kind of worried about you doing the hostings and stuff because it's going to be smoking, drinking, girls, like all type of negative influences that you don't really need around you. And I don't need bleeding into my life either when I'm on this sober journey. And she said she felt like in the past in Miami, when she would go out, she just felt like everybody was out to get her. Everybody was coming for her. And she don't want to feel like if she go out there, old people are going to come back and like try her and triggering her or making her get out of character. And I'm a Taurus too. China said when a Taurus start Taurusing, that anger go from 0 to 100, but she's come a long way and she's proud of it. So she don't want nobody pulling her back. And Derek was like, we'll be good. We got God. And China was like, yeah, I got these hands too. And I don't want nobody playing with me. So the episode ends here. So next week on episode 2, we will see Shay returning along with Fabo, her baby dad. Tired of him. And one of Zoe's friends is saying she pregnant by Fabo. We see Amara now sitting down with Marlon, and Flo is finding out about it. Gael is back. We see Gael with Amara baby daddy talking about, I like girls and guys. We could have a 3-way. Oh, baby, it's a lot going on. I don't know if that was a next episode trailer or if that was the whole season. If that's the next episode, it's a whole lot of shit going on. So I'll see y'all next week for episode 2 of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Bye.